The War of the Worlds. Certainly seems that way.
Today we will have a look at the video from Level Earth's Observer, where he tries to convince his followers that it's some kind of war between flat Earth and the globe side. Let's have a look at this big dumpster fire.
On one hand, we've got this flat Earth model sold to us by the mainstream as an alternative to the globe Earth theory.
Often when you show this type of illustrations, flat earthers like Leo is protesting and says this is not our model. But the problem is that this illustration is based on this map, the Gleason's map. A map that most flat earthers are referring to if they are trying to show a flat earth map. It's not others that have made those claims. It's flat earthers that claims that it's this map or something similar to this map that represents the flat earth.
The globe Earth theory is what we were all taught at school. Problem is with that, it's physically impossible.
It's not, but a flat earth is impossible.
The issue with the flat Earth sold to us by the mainstream is it comes with so much baggage, so much misrepresentation, so much propaganda, so much silliness. And what makes it worse, the general public don't have the discernment to decipher and see the games at play and able to root out the bullshit, the propaganda from the simplistic truth. Because of the programming, because of the education system, misrepresentations do the job. And as a result, the simplistic truths of this realm get ignored.
It's not the mainstream, as Leo will say, that makes the flat earth look silly. It's the flat earth because flat earthers don't have a working model. Flat earthers can't agree on the most basic things about the beliefs they have. For instance, a map. And they can't demonstrate how it would work in reality.
But when you strip it bare, the subject, don't stand by any map and model, like this channel has done since day one. Simply stand by physical demonstrations.
Leo thinks he's smart. He thinks he's very smart. He don't claim a model. He don't claim a map. And in that way, he thinks he's winning the discussion. It's so damn stupid. So you believe in something you can't explain, you can't show, you can't demonstrate.
No one can refute you. Everyone can verify you. The results of which prove the globe Earth theory is physically impossible.
And still have Leo never succeeded with any of the things he says. He have never demonstrated anything. He have never proven anything regarding his claims. He makes silly videos about videos from space look fake, silly videos about tower cranes, but he have never demonstrated anything.
That's why I get videos made about me claiming I'm a cult leader. I mean, that would be a pretty strange cult, wouldn't it?
I have never claimed that you're a cult leader, Leo, and it would be a quite silly cult and a quite small cult. No, Leo, you're just a fool that tried to convince people to believe in your fantasies.
The cult of men who can demonstrate their claims through practical references that can be tested and verified by all.
And still, Leo have never made any demonstrations, tests, or anything like that to prove his silly fantasies.
Nothing religious about that. It's just simplistic truths.
I don't know if Leo is religious or not, and I don't care, it's not important. But I know that Leo is a big fool.
Constantly misrepresenting me, attaching other people's claims, whether it be regarding maps and models, or regarding what the sun does in Antarctica in December.
There we have two things that flat earthers have big problems with: showing a working map and explaining how the sun works. But when Leo claims that he don't claim a model, he don't claim a map, he flee from those facts that proves that the flat earth is impossible. You're a fool and a coward, Leo.
I always had the sense not to entertain things like suns in Antarctica, maps and models.
And the reason to that is that you are a coward and that you have not a single proofs for your claims.
I couldn't verify for myself. I knew from day one all I needed to do was stand by what can be tested and verified by all.
And Leo have never done any tests or haven't verified anything. Instead, he makes silly videos when he looks, for instance, on videos from ISS and screams CGI and other stupid things. Where are your proofs? Where are your experiments? You have none.
Physics. That's all I ever needed. That's why no one can refute that stance.
Physics, and that comes from a science-denying fool.
That's why I'm having to make this video, because the amount of mud being thrown my way recently is quite telling, and I think is a build-up for what's coming in December with this final experiment pantomime.
So, in reality, this whole video is about the final experiment that scares the shit out of flat earthers like Level Earth Observer. They are preparing for what to say when Jaren and Vids Gets It will see the 24-hour sun in December.
Bear with me. You can literally spell it out for these people, and because of the psychology and the defense mechanisms at play, they still struggle to digest this and accept it.
Instead, you think people should believe in a fool like you that have no model, have no map, have no explanations about the flat earth and make nonsense videos. Oh dear.
They have to have the propaganda in place in their own minds to justify their own crazy belief system, because without that, they end up feeling and looking rather silly.
Those who are silly is you, Level Earth Observer, and your flat earth friends.
You've got Level Earth Observer, who is absolutely adamant he's not a flat earther, despises the idea of being called a flat earther. Yet everything he believes seems to align with flat earthers, but he doesn't want to align himself with flat earthers. And
No, wrong. Don't have a problem with flat earthers whatsoever. I just choose not to identify with words that have been propagandized by the mainstream media. So much so that the general public thinks ridiculous things of my claims, as we're about to see.
Your claims are ridiculous, Leo. So what's the problem? You present silly things and people laugh at you.
Saw a video the other day that claimed I was a flat earth profiteer. One that had changed his tune regarding the 24-hour sun in Antarctica in December. Again, blatant lies. And this is from a supposed truther. There was a documentary done, a 40-minute documentary, part of which they claim I was a cult leader. And of course the rest of it was nothing but lies, misrepresentations. plenty of ridiculous visuals as well, like we're seeing on our screen. This is the sort of propaganda I'm talking about, that someone like myself has never ever claimed. Ridiculous stuff. Why would I identify with something that the general public think is this on our screen? Why would I entertain their delusions?
Most of the illustrations shown there, Level Earth observers, is based on the Gleason's map, a map that a majority of flat earthers are pointing at if you're talking about the flat earth model. So that you is a coward and try to claim that you don't have a map, you don't have a model, is not a defense. You are a flat earther, we all know it, and you have agreed with it earlier on, but nowadays you think it's shameful to be a flat earther. So, oh dear, this is so stupid.
And use loaded words that have been propagandized by the mainstream media, knowing that the general public don't have the discernment to unwrap this. I mean, look at the ridiculous stuff on offer here.
You have to learn to live with it, Level Earth observer, if you continue making videos with silly claims without any evidence at all. People will laugh at you. So if you call yourself flat earther or not, we will still laugh at you.
I don't need any of that. Never did, never will do. All I need is demonstrable reality.
No, you have never demonstrated reality. You have demonstrated your confused fantasies.
So what's coming in December? The fact they're desperately trying to misrepresent myself by attaching maps and models and other people's claims to me would suggest a huge hit piece. And more is coming. I think the words flat earth are going to be loaded with even more tosh. And I think we're going to see certain players change their role, shall we say.
Now we're back to Vids It, Gets It and Jaronism. He thinks they are converting to the globe side, to the evil side. Oh dear. Leo is so afraid of the final experiment because he will have big troubles debunking it. Or wait, he never debunks anything, he never proves anything. He makes silly videos with silly claims without any evidence at all. So don't be afraid, Leo. You can continue make your silly videos because you don't make any sensible videos at all.
It all looks rather obvious. I don't want to say too much, but it all looks rather obvious to me now, having just sat back and watched some of this from behind the scenes for the last few weeks and not really said too much about it.
Perhaps that's for the best, because if you say anything, it may only makes you look even stupider than you already have managed to do.
Been interesting seeing the propaganda and misrepresentations and documentaries and all that other stuff made about me.
Have somebody made a documentary about Level Earth Observer? Please, can someone point me to that one in the comments section?
Where, again, total lies and misrepresentations of maps and models and claims and...
Because Leo don't need a map to navigate. He don't need a model to explain his silly worldview.
People claiming I'm a con man and...
I'm not. I'm claiming you're a fool. A big fool.
I'm a flat earth preacher, a cult leader.
No, you're not a preacher. You're not a cult leader. As I said several times, you're nothing but a big fool.
It's desperate and it's ridiculous stuff, lads. And the reason you have to do it and attach maps and models and other people's claims and try and devalue what I stand by is because what I stand by can be verified by all, doesn't cost a penny.
And still you haven't demonstrated anything at all. You have not proven anything at all. So, if it's so easy, why don't you do it, Leo?
It proves the globe Earth is physically impossible. Which brings me straight back to the final experiment. And this is the question that no one can answer. How does a circling sun in Antarctica prove a physically impossible globe Earth?
On a globe, it's not physically impossible to have a 24-hour sun, both in Antarctic and Arctic. But on a flat Earth, regardless how the map looks, it's impossible with the 24-hour sun on Antarctica. That's the reality, Leo.
It doesn't, does it?
It proves that it's impossible to have on a flat Earth.
Which is why we've got such a big push with the propaganda to help this pantomime that's coming in December. If you cannot see it by now, don't know what to say to you. It's rather obvious at this point in time. Have a good one, everyone.
That was the complete video from Level Earth Observer. I chose to show the whole video, so I can't be accused for cherry picking. It's quite obvious. Leo is correct in one way. He states that he have no model, he have no map, and that's true. But it's also true that he have never proven anything. He talks about that it's easy to prove the flat Earth by yourself and so on, but he have never done any experiments, any observations, and he can't explain anything. He wastes his time on making silly videos about tower cranes and space, and he screams pantomime, CGI and so on. And he talks about science. He don't know anything about science. He's a science denier. And the most obvious thing in his video is that he is so afraid about the final experiment. So December will be exciting with all those scared flat earthers. How will they explain the observation? Of course, they will lie, they will call Jaren, and it gets its chills and so on. But it will be entertaining. Hope you liked the video. This was all for this time. Have a nice day. See you soon. Bye.